Rumors are swirling, and it's got everyone talking. Caitlin Clark, the golden girl of the WNBA, might be thinking about leaving the league. That's right, word is she could sign an overseas contract instead of sticking around in the WNBA, but why would she even consider this? And can you blame her? Absolutely not. Have you heard what Jason Whitlock, a well-known analyst, had to say about this situation? He dropped a bombshell suggestion that's got people buzzing. Stay tuned as we delve into the real story behind these rumors. Is Caitlin Clark really on her way out of the WNBA? And if she is, trust us, the league will have massive regrets. It's no secret that WNBA salaries fall far short of the multi-million-dollar contracts that NBA stars enjoy. Because of this, many WNBA players turn to overseas leagues, especially in Europe, to earn some extra money during the offseason. But recently, a bold new idea has surfaced that could change the future of women's basketball in the U.S. Analyst Jason Whitlock shook things up when he suggested that rookie sensation Caitlin Clark should lead the creation of a rival league, right here in the United States. This proposal comes at a pivotal time, as players like Clark and her Indiana Fever teammates enter the offseason, while the New York Liberty and Minnesota Lynx face off in the WNBA Finals. Whitlock's suggestion wasn't just a random thought. It stemmed from the fact that many WNBA players have no choice but to play abroad to make ends meet. Half the WNBA is overseas right now, playing in some foreign league, because they don't make enough money during the WNBA season, Whitlock stated during his Fearless program. His proposal for a rival league has caught the attention of fans and critics alike. As Whitlock put it, why not start a rival league right here in America, where players can stay and play during the summer or even the off-season? The idea of Caitlin Clark leading such a movement is intriguing, especially with players like Camila Cardoso already opting to play overseas. Whitlock pointed out how attractive the option of staying in the U.S. could be for these athletes. Do you think Camila wouldn't prefer to play here instead of flying off to another country? Whitlock asked, emphasizing the appeal of a domestic rival league. This concept could offer players better pay and opportunities without leaving home, giving them a platform to shine and grow the sport in ways the WNBA hasn't been able to. For young stars like Clark and Cardoso, it could change the trajectory of their careers, keeping them in the U.S. while allowing them to make the kind of money they deserve. But this raises bigger questions about the state of women's basketball. Is the WNBA doing enough to support its players financially? Are the opportunities for growth and success really available? Whitlock's bold idea certainly has people talking, and it could lead to much-needed changes in how women's basketball is viewed and supported in the U.S. As these conversations heat up, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark has the potential to be a game changer, not just on the court, but in shaping the future of women's basketball. Whether she stays with the WNBA or helps build something new, her impact could be felt for years to come. Whitlock's proposal challenges the status quo and opens the door to a new era for women's basketball, one where players can thrive without having to leave the country. As the debate continues, the question remains, will the WNBA step up, or will they let their brightest star slip away? But even if Caitlin Clark were to leave the WNBA and no rival league like the one Whitlock suggested ever materialized, there are several reasons why Clark should never be blamed for leaving or for any potential downfall of the WNBA. But the WNBA will regret losing Caitlin Clark, for sure. In every sports league, there comes a moment when a generational talent emerges, someone who doesn't just play the game, but redefines it. Think of Michael Phelps in swimming, who shattered records and rewrote the possibilities of human endurance. Muhammad Ali did the same for boxing, using not just skill, but charisma and conviction to elevate the sport. Babe Ruth transformed baseball, turning it into America's pastime. Ronda Rousey became the face of women's MMA, and Serena Williams reigned supreme in tennis. In the NBA's darkest days, when the league was struggling to stay relevant, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson arrived, reigniting a fading spark. Then came Michael Jordan, and by the 90s, the NBA wasn't just back on its feet. It was a global juggernaut. That's the power of generational talents. They don't just rise, they lift everything around them. The WNBA, however, has been struggling for decades. Despite their efforts, the league has been fighting an uphill battle, often seen as a league in disarray, bleeding millions every year. What it needed was that one transformative player who could lift it out of obscurity and into the spotlight. Enter Caitlin Clark. Clark is not just another great player, she's a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and she's done something that few athletes ever achieve. She's changed the way people view an entire league. As a longtime NBA fan, Many might never have experienced one individual having this level of influence on a league from the inside out. Yet, with Clark, it's unmistakable. She has single-handedly altered the perception of the WNBA. But here's where the story takes a turn, and not for the better. In basketball, there's a term called fumbling the bag, which is essentially blowing a massive opportunity. We've seen it happen when players like Nerlens Noel turned down a $70 million contract, only to settle for $4 million. Dennis Schroeder rejected $80 million and ended up with just $6 million. And now, the WNBA is at risk of fumbling their golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark. At the end of the 2024 regular season, the WNBA's award announcements began. Aja Wilson, as expected, was crowned MVP on September 22nd. Naturally, fans thought Clark would be next in line for Rookie of the Year. But as days passed, first the Most Improved Player was announced, then Defensive Player of the Year, then even a Sportsmanship Award. Clark's name was mysteriously absent. By October 3rd, nearly 2 weeks after the MVP announcement, the WNBA finally named Caitlin Clark Rookie of the Year. But it wasn't the unanimous decision everyone expected. Angel Reese, who had been overshadowed by Clark in nearly every measurable way, received one vote. It was a baffling decision. Statistically, the comparison wasn't even close. Clark outshined Reese in points, assists, steals, shooting percentages, and much more. The only stat Reese had in her favor was rebounds, and even that was padded by collecting her own missed shots. For Clark, this felt like a slap in the face. How could a player who not only dominated her rookie class, but was also a legitimate MVP contender not receive unanimous recognition? The frustration is understandable. Now, imagine if this mishandling drives Clark away from the WNBA. Other stars, like Diana Taurasi and Liz Cambage, have left for international leagues in search of bigger paychecks and new opportunities. Gabby Williams left Seattle to play in Europe. If Caitlin Clark, fed up with the drama and lack of respect, decided to follow in their footsteps, it would be catastrophic for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is more than just a rising star. She's already transforming the league. Her very first playoff series drew in 1.8 million viewers for Game 1 and 2.5 million for Game 2. To put that in perspective, that's higher than any WNBA Finals rating in the league's history. Her talent, her skill set, and her ability to pull in massive audiences make her invaluable. The league doesn't just need Clark, it depends on her. Without her, the WNBA could slide right back into irrelevance. The league has made it clear that it's more than one player, but the truth is, Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA is seeing newfound attention. Her deep three-point shots, her incredible court vision, and her ability to take over games have captivated fans. The WNBA must understand that if they don't do everything they can to support and protect Clark, they're at risk of losing their brightest star. Stephen A. Smith has warned about this type of business misstep. Sometimes doing what's best for the whole means giving special attention to your biggest asset. If Caitlin Clark walks away, the WNBA will have missed out on the greatest chance they've ever had to grow into something bigger. They can't afford to fumble this bag. This isn't just about basketball, it's about business. And the WNBA has a lot to lose if they don't recognize what they have in Caitlin Clark. It's no exaggeration to say that without her, the league's future could once again become uncertain. She is their golden egg, and they need to protect it at all costs. If they don't, this could go down as the biggest fumble in sports history. As we wrap up, it's clear that Caitlin Clark has become more than just a star player. She's a pivotal figure for the WNBA. Whether she stays or explores other options, one thing is for sure. The WNBA will regret losing Caitlin Clark if they don't step up to secure her future in the league. The numbers don't lie. Her influence is undeniable, and letting her walk would be a huge blow to the league's growth and reputation. Stay tuned for more Caitlin Clark news as this story unfolds. But one thing is certain, if Caitlin Clark leaves the WNBA, the ripple effect could be felt for years to come, and the league will have to face the harsh reality of what they've lost. This could be one of the biggest turning points in women's basketball.